What is good style? This is something I wanted to unpack in today's video, and I want to share with you some of the key contributors to developing great personal style. I want to take this moment to really highlight that good style is subjective and it's going to look different for everyone. It's based on your personal taste and preferences. Your memories quite often tend to lean in on the little flourishes that you add into your outfits, and also just the types of items that you would choose, your personal style essence, your physicality, your features, where you live, the type of life that you lead. These all play a factor in the types of items that you choose to add into your wardrobe and the types of items that you personally think are stylish. So I hope that this video will be helpful as it applies to your wardrobe no matter what it looks like. And I will say, if there's anything else you'd like to add to the conversation, please drop it down in the comments below so we can discuss it further. It's a great reference point for anybody else watching. So the very first thing that will contribute to great personal style is engaging in wardrobe playtime. What I mean by this, and it will sound painfully obvious, but it's to spend time actually playing around with your clothing, trying out new combinations, just taking that time in your schedule, whether it's on a random weeknight or on a weekend where you spend a few hours just trying on different things and seeing how they work for you, what you do like, what you don't like, and taking note of those, taking photos of particular outfits that you really love. But that is going to be the thing that will make you fall in love with the items that you have, understand how they work for you and how you like to wear them, and equally how you don't want to be wearing them. I've used this analogy so many times, but you don't go and buy good ingredients and expect the food to taste good if you don't know how to cook with them. The same thing applies to our wardrobe. You can't add something in and expect that it's just going to look good if you haven't figured out how you like to wear it yet. And I like to say, we want to become besties with the things that we own. The way to do that is to wear it consistently and to figure out all the different combinations and the ways that you personally love wearing it. Kind of building on from this, just wear the clothes. This is again one of those mantras that I feel like I've been saying for the past few years, but when we have something in our closet and we sort of save it for best, we end up missing out on that item because eventually we may end up tiring of it. While I don't think that it is unreasonable to say that you can't buy something now and still want to wear it in 10 years time, I do feel like earlier on in your style journey, you'll notice that there are greater fluctuations in terms of what you do and don't like over an extended period of time. And I think this also leans into the fact that our body changes over time as well. It's not going to stay the same size. I wish that someone had told me before I had kids not to spend quite as much money on my wardrobe because my body would change. I've gone up a size. A lot of the clothing that I used to own pre-kids just does not fit me anymore or doesn't fit the same way. And the other thing is that the styles have changed dramatically, and I've found myself leaning in on different silhouettes as I've embraced this new part of my life. So I think that's a really important factor to consider. If you do end up saving these items for best, you may look back on them in 5 or 10 years time and then go, you know what, I don't actually love this as much as I did then, and I wish I'd gotten my money's worth at the time. Understanding your proportions will be a huge game changer, and I have done a video before where I talk about how you can figure out whether you've got a shorter torso, a longer torso. There's a very easy, simple method, but basically having an understanding of your physique and then also the type of proportions that you want to portray can be a really useful tool in terms of guiding your outfits. And it's not to say that it's the be all end all, that is the formula you stick to every single time. There will always be exceptions, and fashion is not without contradictions. I say this a lot, but really there are so many because every single outfit is a completely different case study. But I do think that this could be a really useful tool and be something that makes you feel like you kind of nailed it when it comes to your outfits. To use myself as an example, I carry more of my weight around my bum and my hips. And so I know that if I wear a jacket that cuts off halfway down my hip, it's going to make me look a lot wider and also just cut me off in an awkward way. And that's personally not something I'm looking for. I want to create this really nice length through the body. So when I am looking at jackets these days, I'm seeking out jackets that are generally longer, that fall below the hip, below my widest point, because I find that they work best on me and they help to draw the eye downward. One thing I've noticed about stylish women is that they tend to have a signature. And this could be any item, but it's sort of a signature element in their outfit. So for example, one thing I've noticed that I've personally been doing is wearing red accessories. So I love either a red bracelet or a red necklace in the summertime, and I won't wear them together, usually one or the other. And I love that this adds this little bright pop. I adore the color red, but I sometimes find it a little bit more challenging to integrate into my outfits because it is quite a loud, bright, vibrant shade. Other ways that you could do this would be maybe with a silk scarf that you wear with a lot of your outfits. Maybe you wear glasses and you have a very specific type of frame that you feature all the time. Maybe it's a specific silhouette, a certain type of shoe or a bag, but some key signature piece can be a great way to express yourself in a really subtle and minor way that maybe you only notice, but I also kind of feel like that's the thing that makes it feel a bit more special. Understand what your basics are. If you've ever read any of my 10 item capsules over on Substack, which I will link my newsletter down below, you'll see that whenever I'm curating these 10 items, I'm always focusing more on function over the form. So I'm giving you alternatives that you can utilize from your own wardrobe depending on what your personal style looks like. If you look at those lists to building the perfect wardrobe, they're often very homogeneous. They have the same items and they're very generic. Yes, they're very approachable, very easy, and I'm sure if you look at any of those lists, there'll be a handful, maybe a lot of items on them that really gel with you, but maybe not all. For example, I love blazers, but I know that blazers aren't for everybody. They might feel a little bit too formal, a bit too structured, too done up. Maybe what you want in terms of a jacket, a lightweight jacket, is something that's a little bit more casual, that has different elements, but it does the same thing. It acts as a transitional weight jacket. And so understanding what your basics look like, what function, what role they play in your wardrobe will be a huge game changer. It can actually help you to filter out the noise. It is incredibly useful when you are shopping as well, because you can go, you know what? I know that a button-down shirt doesn't work for me, but what I am seeking out is some sort of a long sleeve top that has dressier elements. And what will that look like for myself and for my personal style? So this is a great way to reframe that question around basics, but also consider, do your basics have to be simple? Do they have to be without any flourishes? Or do you like there to be some sort of design detail that is a little bit more unusual or that feels a bit more modern? There are so many factors here, but I hope that this gives you the gist. If you do want some more guidance on this, I have spoken about it in more general terms in previous videos, so I'll link one of them up here in the cards if you'd like to go and have a watch. I feel like when we wear something we feel good in, that we actually like on our bodies, we exude the sense of confidence. It really comes through, and that is one of the keys to having great style. You could have an outfit that on paper should be incredibly stylish, but it's feeling flat because you don't feel great in it. And the thing here is that all of the items that you're wearing could be things that you really, really love, but it's just the combination that is a little bit off. And this is where you might want to go back to thinking about things like your proportions and also how you like to wear things, and then just reworking the outfit. You don't need to start from scratch. Sometimes it's just a few small tweaks that will make you feel great in what you're wearing. If you're looking to pivot your style or explore new silhouettes, then I would say the biggest thing that will help you here is to go and try things on in real life, rather than just relying on looking at things online. This will allow you to figure out whether the silhouettes are things that you actually enjoy, and you can take a few other things with you from home into the changing room. There's no reason why you can't do that, just to see how it works. Take a couple pairs of shoes, a couple of different pant or skirt options depending on what you wear, and see if it is actually going to be a style that will work with your wardrobe, help to enhance the things that you already own. There is a real difference to shopping in store to shopping online, and again, I know I feel like I'm stating the obvious here, but actually that tactile quality, being able to see how things hang and drape in real life, that is something that just cannot be replicated no matter how luxurious the online shopping experience. And I actually had this happen to me recently when I went into the Henny boutique. I love their clothing, but quite often it just feels a little bit basic when you're looking at it online. Going in store and seeing the clothing in person, that completely changed my mindset because I could see it for what it was, which was quite luxurious items, and often in really interesting cuts that maybe the detail is at the back, so it's not visible when you're looking at the front picture on the model. So shopping in real life, I think that that is going to be a really good contributor, especially when you are thinking about adding anything new to your wardrobe. My next tip for developing great style in 2025 is to take inspiration imagery at face value. I think that many of us have a Pinterest board dedicated to outfits that we absolutely love, and this is a great way in this similar vein to engaging in wardrobe playtime to identify the things that you do and don't like. Though I will always posit that actually trying on different combinations and building on your style, maybe changing one item at a time, is a more organic way to explore the boundaries of your personal style. I think in an age where we are so time poor and we also just feel so overwhelmed by everything, it is only natural to want a quick fix solution to our problems, one of which might be developing great style. But I think that with everything, putting in the work is always going to achieve the best results. So it's not to say that finding an outfit you love online and then replicating it is the wrong thing to do. I think that this is incredibly useful and it can tell you a lot about what you do and don't like if you unpack it and go, okay, I love the length of the jacket, or I love a crop jean when I wear it with a very specific type of shoe, or I really like to wear slip skirts, but I only want to style them with an oversized knit. Those are really useful points of reference that you can apply to all of your outfits moving forward. So that is the perspective I encourage you to approach your mood boards with. I'll say that I personally have stopped engaging so much with Pinterest, instead just using Wardrobe Playtime as the key kind of measure in terms of building on my own style and the things that I do and don't like. And I think building on from this, taking photos of the outfits that you do like and having them in a folder on your phone so that you can actually refer back to them and identify the proportions, maybe a little formula. I have done a whole video on developing your formulas for the season, which I'm going to link up here. That's also a really great tool in terms of just having great style for the season and not feeling like you need to worry about it for all the different facets of your life. Again, that is another little thing to have in your pocket so that you can easily refer back to it. And also when you're out shopping, maybe looking for something new, you can expand on your style repertoire by going, I already have these sorts of formulas. How can I enhance what I have with something that feels a little bit fresh? Think about textures as a neutral, and I actually mean more specifically animal print style textures. So for me and my own wardrobe, it is things like a snake print, which I've got a couple of snake embossed leather sandals, which I love as they really do help to enhance my outfits by adding in that tactile quality while also feeling harmonious with the rest of the items that I'm wearing. You don't only have to bring that in through your shoes though, you can use belts. I've got a great mock croc leather belt from Anderson's. You could bring that through in your bag. I've got this mock croc one from Cezanne, or else this kind of snake print one from J. Crew, which both have that patent finish, so add a brilliant shine to an outfit. But it doesn't just have to be these prints. It could be a cheetah or a leopard print in kind of more of a fuzzy or hairy component. Maybe even it's a pony, cow, or zebra print. I feel like all of those are kind of coming back around. There are quite a lot of options, and when you look at the colors that are inherently visible within the print itself, you can create a really nice neutral tonal look by drawing in on that and sort of centering your outfit around those elements. I've done this before with a snake print skirt. I'll often draw in on the chocolate brown elements of the snake print and then pair it with a chocolate brown top and shoes and then a bag, and it just feels very harmonious, very well balanced, and also very cohesive. Finally, don't sacrifice your style for the sake of a trend. And this really leans back into that idea that you should feel good in the clothing that you're wearing, and it should feel like it reflects you. It's a reflection of who you are, your style essence, the way you like to personally get dressed, rather than being a fleeting fancy that you're trying out because it seems a little bit fun and why not? And of course there's no harm in doing that, but I do feel like sometimes this is when you're going to look back on old photos and go, oh, I wish I hadn't worn that. And I think no matter how timeless we expect or we consider our outfits to be, we are always going to have things that we look back on and cringe. I know someone who has taken countless outfit photos over the past almost 2 decades. I can say this with surety. There were so many looks that I wore that I loved in that moment, and I'm so glad I wore them in that moment. But now looking back, I definitely wouldn't wear it now because that's not the me that I am today. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk on how to feel more stylish in 2025. I hope that you found this video quite grounding and also easily actionable. What you constitute as being a stylish outfit is going to look different to my version of a stylish outfit and the next person and the next person. Very similar to how we all define success differently. This year, I really want to share so much more practical and tangible advice that you can apply to your own wardrobes to enhance and develop your personal style. Thank Thank you so much for watching and spending some of your day with me. I know we all lead such busy lives, so I'm always incredibly grateful. If you are new and you would like to watch more of my videos, then I would love for you to subscribe, and I will see you next week with a brand new one. See you very soon. Bye.